Start to play.
Okay. We're going to start with the 4/4 stones here. Now, how do you do this corner? How do you want to do that corner? Or are you going to approach? What do you want? You're going to approach. Okay. So, they approached instead of taking a corner. Mindset, I instantly... Hello, Peyton. Yeah, puppy go. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to think of, yeah. Yeah. So, they approach instead of taking the corner, but the corner's still open. That's fine. We'll just imagine that they did play that, and now they're playing that. If we go for a variation that keeps Sente for us, like if I do kick, they extend out, I drop out, they extend out, like most people would know about and are common with, then we can come back using Sente to take this corner. Simple as that. And actually, it's not necessarily all that good for me, so I'm actually going to do that. Because what I'm doing is I'm kicking them into a strong area, and I still have Aji in the corner. But I can take this corner. So I will take that corner. Here, see, I could kick again and extend out because that's still allowing white to go out. But here I would probably maybe pincer. No. Actually, I don't know if the pincer is all that good because maybe keeping corner is. So, because I feel like the pincer would be a worst case scenario for me, I'm going to do that. And I say it's a worst case scenario because if they jump out, I extend out. And if they do an approach in here, then they could fight for attacking this stone as well as this stone. Here I'll kick. Because it's kind of good for them, but honestly, at the same time, it's not really gaining all that much territory, so I'm not too worried about that. Slow moves, puppy go. Let's just keep building this. Let's keep building this instead of coming back to this stone. Otherwise, coming back to this stone is what we should be doing. Puppy go, puppy go. So all they're trying to do is build this, but if you realize, I mean, I could have played a lot of bigger moves to equal or be greater than this amount. Slow moves or slower direction. It's hard to do that when I'll do this diagonal. I'll force them to live in the corner because right now I'm easily ahead. I'm not too worried about that. I'll play this slow diagonal, allow white to jump out, which they are not doing. They can't live locally, but... well, now they can, but I'm not worried about that. So I still feel comfortably ahead here. But as you can see, white is basically just getting completely surrounded. And they didn't gain very much either. So I'll play that just so it's fully surrounded. So they're continuing to build this up. Yeah, exactly. They've put all of their focus and attention on that right side, which is not all that much. And then, like Peyton noted, black just with this bottom and this top is just way... oh yeah. White has put 10 stones onto that right side. And here would be a very great move for black because I can develop that side, but because I want to not just straight up overkill, we're going to play this way. And here, I would probably go ahead and just extend out here instead. But this is still good for me, I guess. I'll stay low. I need to continue making slower moves and smaller point moves. There's the corner. I'll let them take that. That's fine. And I'll descend down just so they don't take that corner too, because I do want the corner. I'll just connect. That's fine. Okay. Now, directionally, again, D14. Oh, yeah. D14, because it's a high move, it would help with the influence and potential. Playing low may not be as buildy up, but it does threaten to take away the corner. But yeah, either or for building this up while keeping white down. But I'm gonna just do a 2-space jump and kind of point out that yeah, they need to extend there. I'll attach, kind of show that I want to build this area here. I'll let them crawl underneath, that's fine. But I'll make a slow connection of that weak point there. And I'll just do a shoulder hit here because they didn't want to reduce this. But I'm allowing them to take this that they want. But it's a lot harder than I thought to hold back against an 8Q. Good stuff. Alright. Now, which one? Because there's quite a few that are up. And this one will be put on YouTube as well. This stream, I'm going to break it down into videos to put into YouTube videos. Because if you look at Josh's videos versus streams, a lot more people are in touch and watching the YouTube videos compared to Twitch. For him. So at this point, all you really need to think about with a mindset is where are the weak points? Where can I keep Sente? Where can I push, threaten, poke? I'm going to poke this way for less end game to worry about up there. I'm going to poke here as well. I mean, these pokes honestly do nothing, but they're still blocking them. I'll make a slow connection. And I will play that. But I still believe to be very comfortably ahead at this point. Now, for Kyu's, I mean, I'm not doing it right now, but I strongly suggest counting. Definitely count. Even if it takes a few minutes to count, I would say just go ahead and do it. Like right now, we could stop and take a moment to count. And it's okay if you're not a fast counter. One way of going about it is just counting by twos. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24, 26, 28, 30, 32, 34, 36, 38, 40. So this top area is 40. And we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 9 times 7 is 63. Minus a few of these. We'll say it's 60 points. This area is 60 points. So this top group is almost the size of this, but if we count 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, a little bit of here, this top and like half of this center right here is equal to this. And then if we look up here, 2, 4, 6, 7, 2, 4, 6, 8. So this right here is the same as this. So we still have the bottom and half of this. Half of this is 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. We'll say 12 points. 14 now. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14. So that just leaves 2, 4, 6 points for white that's left. 6. And 2, 4, 6. Done. Now all that's left is 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14. About 14 ahead. Now, it could be a little less. Yeah, there you go. And by counting, you can know which direction to go in, like what white just did. Because by poking at the lower group here, white reduces me and gets a few more points in there. I'll just keep pushing. I'll connect that just to not worry about any Audrey there. I'll Atari this. Just more endgame. And I'll play that. That way they don't jump in there and take away some of those points there. And at this point, that's pretty much it. Oh, and they have Comey, so it's actually a lot closer than I thought it'd be. Like, it's maybe a three-point game, if I'm looking at this right. Okay, they played that. We'll play that. We'll just keep what points we can. But otherwise, that is that. I'm going to go ahead and just fill up these spaces. Keep what points I can. Yeah, we'll play that. Wow, my voice. Playing up here so they don't get that extra point there. Connecting up, keeping points for myself. All that's left is this right here. And that. Both which are Sente for white. So I gained a few points in endgame. So it'll be at least 5 points. That I'm ahead. Now that's better than overkill like what I did last game. Where'd they go? They played that. No, that's okay. I'll just play here. But just looking at the board now, you can see white, just by focusing on one area, spending so many moves in that one area. And just thinking, okay, where can I play elsewhere that could be more or bigger? And just by doing that, it should be good. And I could have still been able to reduce this a lot. So it still would have been reducible. Anything that big, it can be reduced. Earlier on, before all of that happened. They're still trying, but nothing they do will work. Although this is a good example of how to go against people who play like this. You can... There's a few things you can do. You can straight up take away their eye shape. You can just simply connect everything and make sure they don't get two eyes. Here, I'll just take away their eye shape. Because the tiger's mouth is a pretty good shape. But cutting doesn't matter because of the lack of liberties. This is okay too. I'll just simply connect because I can either connect here or I can connect here. So they decide to cut there. And I'll just simply go ahead and play that. And now these stones are connected. White can't get a single eye there. Maybe, well, no. Yeah, there's no way. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Protect the cutting points. After doing all that, there honestly should be no way for them to live. That's all you have to do. Like there, all I'm doing is keeping all of my groups strong, just extending out from Atari's just keeping everything connected. I think they're trying to aim for that. But all I'm going to do is connect here. Thank you. Here it's a ladder. So nothing to worry about there. Just keep with the ladder, or you can just connect either way. But we're going to take that, and we're going to connect. And at this point, everything's just getting stronger and stronger. There's nothing white can do. But, I mean, it is a Q game, so I kind of half expected something like this might occur. We know that this is connected. That's all connected, so we could straight up... I mean, I could pass, and a few times, and I know I'll still win. But all I'm doing is just keeping the eye shape out of the question for white. And everything's hunky-dory. Okay. Did I see a mosquito again? They're everywhere. Those stupid mosquitoes. I'll just go ahead and take that because it does take away liberty. Now, again, I could literally just pass. But I mean, for some Kyute players, sometimes they might freak out, and because they want to make sure that they read everything to make sure nothing works for the opponent to do anything here. But that's fine. I mean, you don't lose any points by playing an extra move in there to make sure your groups are okay, and they resigned. If we estimate the score, yeah, black's ahead by 9.5 points. So it again, just it all came down to the fact that white focused solely on that right side. But for example, I mean, even here, I mean, I could straight up cap. Or I could cap here. So there's plenty of options for reducing the right side. Oh yeah, yeah. The counting's pretty good. I don't know if I will do 5 dawn games today. Mainly because there's only just so much time that I have, because I'm trying to split the day in between doing this stream for videos as well as doing more for the game, the project that I'm working on. So I'm splitting up the time. So what schedule is up right now is what I'm going to be sticking to. So there's just too many options for reducing the right side, and because of there's so many options of reducing it, we could just take this away. And if they extend out, I mean, they could try making a base this way, but look at how very thin and small and pathetic that looks. That would be pretty bad for white and would be pretty good for us. And then we can play something like that to keep it all connected and not cuttable. And even if white comes back for this, we can still play this cap because it's just so wide open. And all black is getting is this little area here. That's hardly any points. Hardly any at all. So they spent 7 moves to make 10 points. It's pretty much like the Sunrain's Eye. No, not that. When they play this, you pincer, they take the corner, they surround, you take the corner again, they surround. It's very much like this. That's pretty much what's going on here. And when you know when this kind of thing happens, I mean, some people do not do fairly well against it, but it's still highly reducible. You can play there, you can play here, and that's all they're getting. It's not going to get much bigger than that. So that's 5, 10, 15, 20, 28, 36, 39. That's maybe 40 points. 40 points. We've got 10 in this corner, and we've got 10 in this corner. That's already half. Already half. That was a very weird noise. That's half. And, I mean, these corners are typically maybe 6 to 10 points. So already, things are looking pretty good. It's already about even. And all you did was take their corners away. So here is pretty much that same idea with that right side. Even with that move there to prevent any reduction there, there's still cutting points and reduction points. But again, it's just fairly small. Fairly small. Here we could also just surround and then build and take on the left side. Would be pretty ideal as well. And I wanted them to keep running out, but they just kept going for this. And then it's just more small moves at this point. Like instead of that, you could extend out, try to build up this corner a bit while also trying to keep this from getting all too big. There's also that cutting point on the top as well that could be a problem later for black after getting a few more stones down here. But to just focus on the right side is just too small. That's pretty much the main thing with this game. If you focus on a single side and just keep trying to build from there, it's not going to build as much. You're not going to get as many points.